Love are on the blue side, LGD are on the red side, and I was going to say Ornn and Evelyn are the two champions that I wanted to talk about and focus in on. Ornn has been huge throughout the play-ins, has not lost a game as of yet. And then, of course, over on the other side, Renekton banned away.
So they want to ban the TF, you want to take away CSTF, so yeah, the TF ban does come in. So now you're looking at junglers and AD carries, you're looking at Nidalee. I think UOL banning Nidalee could help, or first picking it away from Peanut is definitely what you want to go on the route, because Nidalee good into Kindred. If you take away something like the Graves and just go for like Nidalee, pull out the Kindred, you can shut jungle down. So they can look at that, or they can look at something like the Ashe Senna trade.
What about the Lilia as well? Still available and
Lilia
open.
too.
Is it something they want to play? Graves will find himself banned away on the blue side, and Lucian. So Lilia is open and available. Whether or not Ananasic wants to lock that in right now or leave it open and have some crazy reply. What do you make of this? Do you reckon Peanut would want to run it?
Definitely take the Nidalee away. I think it's probably more comfort Ananasic, and taking away from Peanut is key, but I think Peanut's always going to default back to Lilia, so this is just going to be a jungle trade. I'm expecting it to be something like a jungle AD from the side of LGD, and then UOL can respond through that with if they want to go for the mages, because you can also go for the AP jungle, AP bot. That's really good synergy. So LGD, they looks like they are going to respond with something like the Lilia. The Camille is up as well. Renekton is down if you want to pair that with Lilia, but I think something like an Ashe could help them a lot, something like an AD carry. Just comfort, I think, is what these teams need to look for.
We are seeing so many Ashe picks on the red side as the Ornn, the jungle picks have kind of risen in priority on blue side first draft. And there is that Lilia locked in for Peanut. It will be the Ezreal instead of the Ashe.
It's surprising to blind pick Ezreal because it has a couple counts in lane phase. We've seen something like the Kai'Sa. You don't really have to go for the Ashe now if you're UOL, so something like a mage could help.
Is this something potentially as well to reduce the risk that Gadget's going to play something crazy in the bottom lane? Like, Ezreal's one of the safest bot laners you can play.
We've seen so many crazy picks, whether it's mages, whether it's Twitch. We see the Ezreal blind pick, so that can be punished, but UOL, they can decide to go full bot lane here. They can also pick up a solo laner, and the Camille is what they're looking at. Renekton's down, Ornn is down, so Camille, not a bad champion unless they want to counter with something like the Fiora Jax. Something we've seen tried and tested throughout the LPL, but it's not that good to go for 1-3-1 comps. The Caitlyn's also open if they want to go for that, but Twitch.
Okay,
Please pick Twitch.
Let's see. Why do you like Twitch in this context?
Because the whole idea about Twitch into Ashe, you can get punished in lane, especially if they're red side and they want to Ashe, then they can counter support. Then I think LGD's bot lane is going to always have to push, but if they blind pick something like the Ezreal, I think something like the Twitch is not too bad, right? The Ezreal can't really punish you in lane. You can scale, I won't say for free, because they will still get the counter pick on support, but not as much as if you're against an Ashe just getting pushed into tower non-stop. And are they going to go Volibear? I think this is going to be the Volibear top here for the side of Longshi into the Camille of Boss. So banning away supports now. The Rakan Twitch is a combo we've seen late throughout the plane, so the Rakan ban does come in. I'm expecting something like a double support ban here.
Get that away from Santa. So
Lots of support bans,
options that he can play. One of the things as well, whenever I see an Ezreal locked in, I do like those kind of engaged supports that you could run. Ezreal's such a self-sufficient champion in lane. Unlock something that can maybe combo with Peanut's Lilia, move around the map. So Leona's one of those options gone. Rakan finds himself in the ban list. What else would you like to see with the Twitch? I believe, and I'm going to stand to be correct on this, so I apologize, Vedius, if I am wrong, but I think Vedius in Picks to Watch said the Twitch Yuumi combo was something that could be a possibility. Do you think it'd be crazy?
Yeah, it would. I mean, there's a couple supports open that kind of really going to Twitch. You have Ezreal Braum, you have Ezreal Bard, things that can block away the Twitch, instantly ult him when he pops out of stealth.
Okay.
Even things like the Alistar could be fine, so I think the Yuumi could be a bit risky for the side of UOL. I think we're looking at things like Alistar, Bard, Braum here if Nautilus does get banned out as well. Perhaps even a Thresh, but I think Ezreal Thresh, Twitch Thresh, not good champs, so the Nautilus ban comes out. I think Thresh is off the table as well. So we're looking at things like the Bard, Braum, and Alistar now. If they do pick the Bard, you can't really punish it with the side of UOL. You don't really have a hook champ. I think Twitch Thresh could work, but it wouldn't be as good as you'd want it. I think melee champs in general are just so good when you have champs like Camille and Nidalee. Okay,
that makes a lot of sense. And is that Bard that's risen in priority with 4 support bans?
Well, they pick support now for UOL. I think it's a bit difficult, actually. I think LGD is going to have a lot of bot push that they can move towards mid, and if you have Nidalee, Camille, you need something that can dive in as well, so you have to sacrifice the lane hit phase here a bit. I don't think there's anything you can pick that can win the lane. Something like a Karma wouldn't really fit really well, I think.
Such a difficult situation to be in, and of course, Unicorns, if they win this game, they will have that tiebreaker for first. If they lose, PSG will have it in. So the Alistar is going to be locked in. That is that dive in that you talked about a moment ago. Camille, Twitch, Alistar.
Syndra. That's a good
choice.
choice.
Last pick option will be Syndra. So what will Xie want to run into this if it gets locked in? It's still flashing. It's still a possibility.
They have a lot of AP damage. I mean, Jace could be fine if you want to play him in AD mid, but if you do go for an AP mid, you're playing really heavy AP comp, almost 4 AP champs if you take into account Volibear, who will be more towards AD if he does goes for the Triforce and stuff like that. So if they do go for an AP champ here, I mean, they have things like the Alistar, the Camille. Sylas would be a good pick. They're hovering it now, and they do lock it in, so Sia on this Sylas can take away the Alistar rules from the side of Santas, jump in the fight, and you just can't kill him, so I like that pickup. I think the lane phase might be a bit rough for him, but they do have the bot push to sort of facilitate it really well.
Oh, okay. So very different look here. One of the things that we talked a lot about from LGD as far as a team, and especially after the back of their 2 losses, this morning, we wanted to see the more team-fight-oriented comps. Have they made adjustments to the draft? Is it moving more towards that direction? Do you like the changes?
Yeah, well, both these comps look like 4-1 into team-fight comps. There's not going to be much split pushing going on here unless Boss gets a huge lead on the Camille. I think he will win both versus both the side laners on 2-3 items because Volibear and Sylas probably will lose to Camille over side, so they will have good push with the Syndra. They'll have Twitch for the invis on the team-fight engages. They have the Alistar as well, so UOL have definitely busted something out here. We expected some kind of throw balls and curve balls, different kind of champions, not so much mages that they busted out here, but they've gone for the Nidalee, taken away from Peanut, and they've opted for the Twitch as well, so they need to play this very well.
How difficult is the execution factor when looking at the Unicorns of Love draft?
Well, they have the Camille Nidalee. The Syndra is quite easy to execute. The Nidalee-Syndra combo is not that strong, it's double AP, so the Sylas can build up lots of magic resist, but I think over side lane is where they need to focus most of their attention. I think in the early game, focusing towards top side, Nidalee Camille, it's not the best setup compared to something like a Renekton, but it's definitely set up, and you need to look to shut down the Volibear perhaps, because I think you can't really play for this Twitch Alistar lane. You need to cover it. I think that's how you use it. You either use your mid-jungle prior to cover, or you play to use it aggressively, and I think you need to cover this Twitch so that you can get to mid-game sort of even or a little bit behind.
Ooh, that'll be interesting then. Let's see the decision-making in-game and how the execution plays out. We've got a moment or two before we load onto the Rift. If you are just joining us and you do not want spoilers, block your ears for the next 30 seconds. Unicorns of Love, Rainbow 7 and PSG have secured a slot in the next phase of play. If Unicorns of Love win this game, they will face off against PSG for the first, second seed in a tiebreaker. That will also mean V3 and LGD will be tied, meaning they will have a tiebreaker game as well, but for their tournament lives.
Yeah, and looking at this game itself, they have Lilia, they have Bard. They could run into the bot side jungle of UOL and look for some kind of cheesy level 1 here. I think Twitch Alistar level 1 is pretty much useless unless you face check them. They don't have anything like the Halo Blaze or anything kind of burst level 1. Alistar level 1 is really, really weak, so LGD will definitely get the push, but it looks like Peanut's probably just going to drop a ward, base for Sweeper, get back to his jungle. I think both junglers are probably going to do a full clear in this early game.
All right, not a big surprise on the Lilia, as far as I'm concerned. And we'll see where Ananasik wants to get involved. As Frostgruren called him a few years ago, pineapple. Big fan of that. Ananas is the German word for pineapple, for anyone who's not aware of that one. And it is one of the fun things about these international events. Take a look at this. Peanut getting a little bit of support here from Mark and from Kramer. Bard Ezreal duo sitting on that back line. And one of the things, again, we mentioned right at the beginning when the Ezreal gets locked in, if you have a support that can roam and can engage, Ezreal is very self-sufficient. Good exchange here as Noman's threatens some damage with that Dark Sphere, takes a lot of minion damage as well, and technically comes away worse in that trade.
Not a good trade. He was standing way too far forward on the minion, and CA punished him really well there. Nana6 starting top side, Peanut starting bot side. I think they'll both do similar clear. They're both going to clear to opposite sides of the map, so I'm expecting a Scuttle Crab trade unless some kind of heavy action on one of the lanes happens, but LGD did have to leave, so perhaps UOL can contest this bot push, but I think Peanut is definitely playing towards the win condition, going towards the top side, making sure Boss can get, Langx can get the push, sorry. As Santanas does start the W procs Aftershock, does get traded on a bit, and that's the problem with Alistar level 1. We've seen it before in the playing stage. Level 1, you kind of have to hug your tower. Luckily, LGD leash, so it wasn't as bad, but contesting CS, you can see gadgets, just one CS, it's really difficult for them.
Yeah, really difficult situation to be in, and not too surprising. No Man's shoving this way forward, scatter the weak.
Good trade.
Onto Xia. Good damage back, though. Xia fighting into the minion wave, sidesteps the Dark Sphere as well, so just on the mechanical front, Xia showing in a 1v1 at equal level, and now with an advantage, she is going in. He's still got the flash available, below 100 HP. Solo kills available near the tower. Xia pops No Man.
No Man's trades, the whole lane phase were just bad. He was overstepping his boundaries, going way past the mini wave, and Xia just kept punishing it. And we saw it again. This is the third time it happened, and it turned into a solo kill. So Xia just playing it so well this laning phase. Every single one of his chains kind of landed, and he got really good trades onto No Man's, and then No Man's trying to contest the wave, gets punished for it, and that's big when you have a Syndra into Sylas. The fact that Sylas dies this early when Syndra normally has the push, and she has no flash now.
Yes, and you can feel like the idea is good from Noman's, but either he's not expecting Xie to play so aggressively, or he's just frankly
he needs to flash the chain.
Surprise, yeah,
Has to flash the chain, but he underestimated the damage coming out from Xie, and Noman's does fall.
So 400 gold
Sylas
advantage in a losing matchup.
I'm going to tell you a little story here, Trevor. Sylas is Noman's kryptonite. We saw it in the finals as well against Gambit. He picked Tristana into Sylas, and he also got solo killed level 5 by the Sylas. So Sylas is Noman's kryptonite, I'm convinced.
Well, definitely seems to be the case for now. Unicorns of Love need to win this game if they want that shot at the automatic berth into the group stage. Boss will use that hook shot, jumps onto Langxing, smacks him in the face with the precision protocol, and now Langxing is going to be clearing out this wave, dropping some thunder from the sky. He had a small CS advantage from the opening levels and still maintains that. So a wave and a half ahead for Langxing in the top lane. And as we catch a glimpse down in the bottom lane, Santos and the Alistair stood right on top of Ward. So Kramer and Mark fully aware of any taxi combos that could come from their headbutt pulverize.
Yeah, Peanut looking towards the top side here is Mark. He's kind of engaged on. I think you can just pull it out here. He should be fine.
Man, they just take a lot of damage, though, from that Contaminate Expunge combo.
Yeah, and if you look across the LPL in general, Volibear top has been a thing in the LPL. Whether it's Renekton, Camille, they always like to counterpick it with a Volibear because you can use your passive, shove in the lanes, keep them under tower when they want to push, and in the trades, you're just so aggressive. You can see
that.
Boss does go back in. He's looking for the trade, but Volibear with his W is just going to keep healing up.
And also huge minion wave. Boss doesn't want to fight into that wave at all. Needs to use their tactical sweep to back off the cannon wave. And now he's backed away. There's a dive threat available to him.
What?
He's dead already! Langxing just flashes
Excuse
in
me?
and eats him alive. LGD are not done yet.
What did I just see? Of course you're going to die. You can just press Q flash and you're dead. You can't react to a stun that's a point and click. Boss TP's back in. He's going to pick up a couple of those creeps, but top's over.
Rainbow 7, when the pressure was turned up to 11, bounced back and found 2 wins to get themselves a shot in the playoffs, to get themselves a shot at groups. Unicorns of Love, now the pressure has turned up, are now being a little outclassed.
And that's 2 solo kills for the LGD side. Both solo laners popping off. Noman's is going to find Peanut here. He's a bit behind enemy lines. He should be able to get out. He has to flash, and he does have Mark moving up. But looking at the solo laners, I mean, UOL did blind pick both the solo laners, so you could argue LGD did have counters on both of them,
yes.
But to solo kill both of them and have this kind of CS lead?
By like 5 minutes in game,
yeah.
It equates to 1,000 gold lead. 11 CS with a wave pushing into Langxing, so that's going to expand even further.
Exactly, look at this wave. Can Boss really even step up? His Gadget's coming towards mid. Xie has no flash, so he could look to pop him, but he's on level 4.
Time to ambush. Scatter the Weak is available, doesn't find the stun. Gadget will step out of range. Here comes Ananasik as well.
Yeah.
She is aware of it. Like, you can see, immediately starts to back away. He can feel something's fishy, and I think there were pings as well from LGD's bottom lane. There's the engage. As soon as the bottom lane shows, Xie has managed to, put a lot of damage down. Did not hijack the ultimate. Kramer, Mark, and Peanut. There's some backup coming from Xie north of the river. And despite a very good javelin toss onto Kramer, Nanasik's Nidalee has not found any real impact just yet.
That was bad timing from Gadget there. Xie had the sweeper on. He was clearing a ward, ran back to mid, and he just caught the glimpse of the edge of Gadget's outline, so he instantly backed up. So Gadget didn't lose too much for it. He had loads of bot push, so runs mid, but I'm just worried for the solo laners right now. If the waves are bouncing into the side of LGD, then how does UOL push them out? If Peanut just matches Ananasik wherever, I think they're just in an advantage as he goes in again.
Yes, he does. Xie looking for a lot of burst damage there, throwing out the Kingslayer and getting burst down. I'm waiting for the hijack. The moment Xie lands the hijack, that's when he's looking for the kill.
Yeah, and he has Merc Treads as well, so if Ananasik does show up, if the spear misses, he's gonna be like a toddler. He can't really do anything to him. These Merc Treads, Magic Resist runes, he's just so strong right now. So Xie is playing really aggressive, and Peanut needs to facilitate this aggression. Look for early dragons, look for heralds, maybe even some dives, force their flashes again so they can keep the push, but he's moving towards bot side as Santanas goes in.
Absolutely does. There's a flash available for Santas. That's used already. There comes Peanut. Looming blows, throws out the swirl seeds, split between the uprights, manages to get the sleep thanks to the ultimate, but there's not enough follow-up damage.
I think Peanut's flash there was a bit too much. I think he thought he would get 6 instantly as he flashed in. Q's hits the creep and then ults him, so he had a lot of factors in consideration in his mind there. Not all of them fell into place, so it looked like he kind of griefed and just flashed for no reason, but there was a lot of thought process behind that. I respect the play, but it didn't turn out so well, as Ananasik's going to take his top side here. Kind of like a cross-map jungle here. Yeah, but Herald's spawning in 10, so I think they need to move top side.
Well, let's see if LGD want to contest this one. UOL and fighting over Rift Heralds. Name a more iconic duo, right? is something they've done a lot. I think during yesterday's cast even, as those fights were breaking out, had some jokes with that setup, and for the time being...
Nana6 being really sneaky here. He skipped the red, and now he's going to show, so now Longxing knows exactly where he is. And they are going to move into topside here, so Xie having the prio, Longxing having the prio as well. It's just kind of shutting down Nana6. He didn't get the red buff, but Peanut didn't get the Krugs either, so...
So, Kedril, let's talk about this for a second, as Nana6 will get caught out here by Xie, forced to flash. The Swirl Seed won't find its target. Nana6 is doing a pretty good job of this Lily, at least farming up. He's now lost his blue buff.
Ooh,
but unfortunately, solo laners are in trouble. Xie, with that Unbreakable Will be so beefy if a fight were to break out. It doesn't. LGD still have a 1,000 gold lead. And since those first solo kills, look at this, Longxing 25 CS up. It's even in the mid lane, but for Xie, this is a huge win. He should have been behind. And what does this mean for Unicorns of Love as we push forward? And it looks like they're setting up another attempt. To get a moment to think about that. Scout of the week will slow him down. Unbreakable will remember. Stolen Alistair ultimate. He easily walks away.
I wonder what happened to LGD's tempo here. Mark moved towards mid, but Kramer was stuck on bot side. So when they were on the Herald and they did get some good vision, they couldn't start it because Gadget was missing. So Gadget, he hasn't shown the map. He will show now. But UOL are going to get this Herald, even though I think LGD had a really good setup for it. So Kramer is going to look for some plates. I think they should dive Gadget if he shows here. He's all alone. They don't know where Santas is, but they should look to kind of force him off this wave if he shows.
Venom cast thrown out there. Gadget, no, not yet. Ambush timing is not available. Flash and heal still available to him. TP coming down here, as it looks like No Man's will arrive. Scat of the week, stuns up Kramer, defensive flash.
No Man's has flash too.
Heal's still available for him. No Man's holding onto it with the TP down, pushing away LGD. Do Unicorns start the Dragon as well? Yeah,
they definitely do. They've got so much tempo on the map now, but the play from LGD was correct, I think. Gadget showing, you don't know where they are, they just took Herald, so Santas is expected to be topside. You play the game based on probability, right? So they do TP in, they get the TP, but they did get chunked out too much. Kramer had to flash, Mark had to flash, and they are going to lose the Dragon, so... LGD, 2 solo kills on their solo laners, but they lose both neutral objectives, which is a little bit illegal, but I'll let it slide.
A little bit illegal. Let's see what UOL can do with that Rift Herald. I mean, it's still sitting in an Nana6 inventory. The team is still down 1,200 gold, right?
Yep.
And Volibear is continuing to pull ahead.
30s, yes.
This is good for Volibear because, Kedril, you mentioned during draft that in the later stages of the game, this Camille will become almost unstoppable. And the sidestep, No Man's feeling a little more confident. Gets the stun as well, but I think he's going to get dunked down. Press Xie going to hold on to it for now. Looks for the style, and No Man's flashes away to safety. Not enough AP yet for that to really matter.
Yeah, the Syndra relies on the balls a lot, so... Wait,
oh,
No Man's... What are you doing?
What was that? That is
Gadget!
Unacceptable. Now the bait. Will it allow Gadget to pick up a kill? Tempered Fate connects. Gadget
Wait,
at
Peanut
least
died?
replies. How did that happen?
What is going on, Trevor? There's so much illegal gameplay. How does No Man's just recall in CA's face and just not respect it? They must have gone for a top dive, but they did trade 1-for-1 in the end, so...
Okay, so trade for 1-for-1 in the top lane.
Trade 1-for-1 in mid too.
No Man's baiting in mid ends up punishing him.
So he flashes in, does get the tower aggro, drops it, then he ults to restore the tower, but Peanut has aggro even though the tower is disabled, so 1 hit, 2 hit comes out, Peanut dies, 2 shots from the tower because the tower damage ramps up the more hits it does. And even if it's disabled, it still ramps up. So you could see Peanut took so much damage when that tower was reactivated. But Longxing does have a Triforce now.
That's terrifying. And of course, when you're locked inside that baby cage, the Hextech ultimatum, that means Peanut did go down. But look, this gold is ballooning. It's now nearly 2,000 gold. Important to note, Gadget did get that kill in the mid lane, and he is going to be crucially important throughout the course of the mid to late game team fights. But they cannot let this Longxing-Xie combo continue to get further ahead. All 4 kills secured between those 2 players.
Yeah, Gadget's going to scale to infinity. If he just keeps ramping up and up and up and keeps picking up these items, he will be their late game insurance. So for now, he doesn't have too much impact, only seeing on the Cutlass. But Nana6 heralding here. They don't have mid prio, and Peanut's moving down, so... they don't have the Bard ult either, so they're for a fight here.
Lifting Lullaby. Peanut's going to step forward with blooming blows.
They'll just pick up the plates on
okay, so the plates will go down, but the gold is wasted. No one nearby to pick that one up. And that's not going to make a very happy UOL. They're still playing from a deficit. 2.5 minutes until
going in again. No
Ocean Drake, as Xie will find himself in Nana6. Tempered Fate will buy some time. Another pounce away to safety. Gets a heal out. That's the engage from Santas. Unbreakable will will get him some time to escape. Gadget is going to be able to open up with that spray and pray. Starts to step backwards. The Swirl Seed connects. Nomad's now looking for Xie. Throws out the breakable, and that's another kill to Gadget. LGD overdive, overcommit, and get punished.
Yeah, they're biting off way more than they can chew. I mean, Xie did have the ult from the Alistar. He went too far forwards, it fell off, and then he was stuck between sort of 3 players from the side of UOL. But looking on this top side, Longshin going in again for another aggressive trade. He did have TP. Both top laners have TP. They didn't commit, so... I mean, UOL and Anasik did get the goals from their Herald crashing. They did get a kill as well, so not too bad. They're only down 1,000 gold now. They do have the first dragon as well. The second dragon will be up in 2 minutes, but Xie just using his mid-prow aggressively there, but it kind of punished him, so he's lost a lot of creeps now. He is down 10 CS, and he died and lost his lead, so the only thing he really has is the level advantage now.
And one of the things is the versatility that Xie will bring when you've got Camille ulti, Syndra ulti, Alistar ulti. Like, Xie can play these fights sort of however he would want to, pending the hijack. He's got himself that Super Soaker to allow himself to stick to whoever he wants to. And now Boss, this time around under even more pressure. He managed to pick up a 1-for-1 trade with Peanut on the previous dive, but there's a lot of support from the Unicorns. They managed to get there before the dive takes place. The plates have just fallen off as well, and it is still a 1,000 gold lead, but I can't take my eyes off this gigantic advantage for Volibear. Plus 40 CS. Triforce completed versus just components, and he still hasn't gone back to Bison's bullying and beating up this lane even more.
Yeah, top lane Kingdom for the side of LGD, and Gadget on this Twitch did pick up the Blade of the Ruin King, so he's kind of going under the radar here. He has 2 kills, he's down around 15 CS, but he is scaling for free. And you know what happens when Twitch is scale for free. They pick up the 3 items, they unleash in the team fights, and they just kill everyone. So LGD definitely need to shut down the Twitch in fights. They have the Bard ult. Longshin is quite strong, so he can definitely look to flash on him with the side of Xie. They have so much dive potential. I mean, they do have 3 range champs on the jungle pot, but the 2 melee solo laners are what we're going to look at in the fights. They can dive onto the side of Gadget. Gadget does have to blow his flash in one of the fights, and he has to play kind of far back, which is not really what you want to do as Twitch. As Twitch, you want to be so far forward, ulting in their face, and then when they do flash on you, can flash to the side and keep hitting us. Gadget?
This is bold. He gets it. Straight up solo kill. This is what you talked about. If Twitch can get free farm, can get fed, he's insurance. Xie did not anticipate that level of damage.
Xie didn't have flash, he has full MR build, and Gadget's looking again. He has double buffs, so Kramer has the heal. He might have to flash though.
Flash and heal, step forward. The Venom cast was chucked out. The Contaminate may just be enough damage. The burn, it's done! Gadget with another solo kill. Go, go, Gadget Twitch rat.
Twitch is unleashed. I don't know. Wait, Peanut?
How did that happen? Anasik, with the help of Nomads and the ultimate, unleashed power, Unicorns of Love have strung together 3 kills. Kadrill is face palming on the caster desk as UOL have turned it around and closed this gold gap.
How do you go from having 2 hard-winning solo lanes, just giving up so many kills and dropping all the objectives? No man's... Xie's in trouble now.
Fate is flashed away from. Xie may be in trouble. Headbutt Pulverize will not be able to find its target. And Xie's got the hijacked Unbreakable Will. Nomad's lost his flash for that. Ocean Drake is up, and Kadrill, it's been started by UOL.
It's been started by UOL. They should be able to pick this one up. I don't think LGD has the answer to it. Peanut's too far away. They don't have any ults to engage, so that's 2 dragons for the side of UOL. Infernal Soul as well, when you've got this Twitch who's level 11. He's 2 levels up on Kramer as a Twitch at 16 minutes.
This is incredible.
And he's got 4 kills. He's probably sitting on around 1.5k gold as well.
Now, on the same token, if LGD can assassinate Gadget in team fights, that entire advantage is gone. Xie, with the help of the rest of the squad, will be able to pick up another kill. 0-3-2 on the Syndra.
So many mistakes. It's like Grief City coming out of no man sometimes on these deaths. He's just mispositioning so badly, having to flash away on engages he shouldn't be on, and here we can see the replay of what happened to Peanut, and Peanut got chunked out by Nomans, it looks like, and Anasik tosses the spear and hits Peanut. Peanut thought he could probably base in time before the spear hit him, or he didn't really pay attention. Maybe he was window shopping. But LGD starting up this Herald now. Kramer on the weak side. So UOL are going to pick up a bot tower as well for this Twitch. First tower of the game for the Twitch. 4 kills.
Unbelievable. Unicorns of Blood in the lead for the first time in 17 minutes. They've got themselves 2 dragons. Remember, they picked up the first Rift Herald as well. So despite, giving up isolated deaths in both of their solo lanes, they got the objectives. LGD will respond with a tower of their own and keep this game even. And I just want to remind you, if Unicorns of Love are able to win this game, we will have 2 tiebreaker matches. UOL versus PSG for first, second, and LGD versus V3 for 4, 5.
For a spot in the tournament.
Or die, a spot in the playoffs, best of 5s. Gadget looking for Kramer. Level advantage, Blade of the Rune King, and Zeal in his back pockets.
Yeah, he's building towards that Renan's Hurricane as well. So when he gets Renan's and IE, that's when the Twitch is really, really scary. But for a Twitch to be scary at 17 minutes into the game, that's kind of unheard of. So Longxing really needs to use his lead. He has a 50 CS advantage. He did get top tower. He's a level up. He's 2-0 as well, so he's the one that needs to deal with Gadget in these fights. If Xie can get the Alistar ult and dive with him, try and pop him. If Gadget mispositions once and he dies, I think Nomans doesn't have the damage to carry the fights alongside Ananasik, and then UOL might lose the fight.
Okay, talk to me about this map now. The fact that it is an Infernal Rift, that there are less walls, and in my mind, more opportunities for Twitch to ambush people through the jungle.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's less bush, so Nidalee indirectly nerfed to a degree, quote unquote, right? What do you make of that, and of course the fact they're now playing for an Infernal Soul?
Well, the first thing I want to just touch on is Longxing building towards the Randuin's. I think that's a really good item purchase against Gadget, who's so fed. But looking at the map state, like you said, it's a 1-3-1 for both sides. You can see the Dragon is spawning around 230, so there's a little bit of vision contest going on here. I think LGD should have the top push, because I think Boss is a little bit too far behind, but Nomans needs to be careful when he pushes out this bot push. He needs to wait for his team to get mid control, get the vision back towards mid, and then he can push. So freezing bot here, playing safe around the waves is what he needs to do. Make sure he doesn't get caught by Mark and CA here.
Very nicely done. Push back on Scatter.
And then he can start to push when they get the vision. So Gadget, once they get the vision, he can push in and move to sides. That means Xie has to be scared, so Nomans can push it in. Whereas alternatively, if LGD have the control, Mark can move down and shut down Nomans.
2 minutes until that Drake spawns. While we were setting up that storyline, K-Drill, you can see the gold difference and how UOL fought their way back. I love the fact that Peanut was shadowing Kramer in the mid lane, sitting under the tower. The way that Gadget has played his Twitch for the last few minutes was stealth up, look for an objective, somebody to take out. And Peanut was kind of waiting. He's like, I feel like Kramer could be in trouble, could be under threat. And Kramer didn't step forward far enough for Gadget to open up with that spray and pray. He's now completed the Runon's Hurricane, by the way, in comparison to Kramer, who's still sitting on the Sheen and the Manamune. He's working towards that Frozen Fist, which I also think is a very good idea into both Camille and Twitch.
Definitely. Just looking at items across the board in general, you can see Boss building towards the Death Stand, so he's going for the team fight 1v1, which is a very good item on Camille, but Longxing with the Randuins, it's not going to be that useful versus the Camille, so I'm expecting 2 or 3 items, 10 more minutes or so. I think Boss will have the side lane advantage regardless of the lead right now, but Nomans keeps getting collapsed on. UOL need to control mid more.
Talk to me about some scaling then, K-Drill, as we're moving into the second, third item phase. The game is as even as it's going to be. Do you see a preference on one side or the other?
I feel like Ananasik and Nomans, just based on the item purchases from the side of LGD, lots of magic resist, they won't be too impactful. Perhaps Nomans can pop Peanut in the fights, or Kramer if he gets on the backline, but I'm looking at Gadget for the side of UOL, and I'm looking at Longxing and CA for the side of LGD. It's all going to be that 2v1. If Gadget can survive and Santas can peel enough, with Ananasik's heals, maybe if Gadget can live and just keep hitting and hitting and hitting, then they will probably have a good advantage and they'll scale really well, and if he gets something like the Mercurial or things like this, he'll be really safe. But LGD need to dive. They need to jump on the backline, get Gadget down, and then Kramer will take over the fights in the late game. But 20 seconds on this Dragon, third Dragon for UOL, it's a really important Dragon.
It is really important indeed. Tempered Fate catches out Noman. Santos is trying to slow down the engage. The Pulverize buys some time. Unbreakable Will has been used, and Xie's gone very, very, very deep. Blast Cone gets him back to safety. And the Hextech Ultimatum is available.
That's 3 ultimates from LGD.
Now, can they win the following team fight? Rift Herald summoned randomly in the river. They may have just been timing out, unsure on that one. Is now UOL have some control of the river. True Shot Barrage will only tag Ananasik, and the Herald gets popped. Nobody touching Dragon, and mid Prior being pushed into LGD.
Yeah, make sure you get the mid Prior, make sure they have to answer, then you can retake the control. Make sure it's not a stare down, because LGD can't rush this down, so good identification for UOL there. But LGD is really smart as well. They're playing through bot, but Boss can engage this.
They absolutely can. Hextech Ultimatum on the other side of the portal, locked behind the Magical Journey. Scatter the Weekend, a double ticket to LGD City. Unicorns of Love, 7 kills to 5. They've got the man advantage. Peanut, though, does have a Lifting Lullaby, does have the Swirl Seed, and now Longxing gets caught out a long-range hook shot. And now all of a sudden the Contaminate and one more tick of Poison may just about do it. Chomp down will not be enough, but the shutdown gold is huge, and LGD start to back away. Do they really stick away for this? Gadget's not done yet. He's going to chase Kramer and Xie away. Super Soaker Spray, and the Dragon should go to UOL.
They have to back off. LGD, if they go for this 3v5 and they die, then they're going to lose Nash as well. So that's going to be third Dragon for the side of UOL. Maybe LGD can respond with some mid damage, but UOL, as Xie gets engaged on, Santas, no!
So much damage. Xie continues to run. Nomans doesn't have enough mana just yet. Tactical Sweep will not find its target. And now all of a sudden over the wall, Kramer goes with the Arcane Shift. Boss continues to step back. Tempered Fate sidestepped away. The dodge, dip, duck, and dive combo of UOL. 3 dragons, 1,000 gold lead, 3 kills in the advantage.
Oof.
And UOL are looking strong coming into this mid game.
That was a very long fight. I think UOL just identified really well playing through mid, making sure they stay together, and LGD were the ones who were split up. They were trying to play through bot with Mark and Peanut, but then Shia and Kramer were on the top side, so they just pulled the trigger on one side before getting collapsed on, and then they just got another pick after another pick. So really well played from UOL. You can see the identification here. Kramer and Shia towards mid, Longxing and Mark towards bot. Boss identifies it instantly, and Mark gets stuck over the wall here. All the skill shots hit him. He gets taken down, and then the same thing happens with Longxing about 10-20 seconds later. He tries to contest through bot. Kramer and Shia tries to contest through top side. UOL is a ball, so if they turn on one side, they're always going to win. So Longxing tries to get in here. Gadget identifies it. Again, the jump from Boss, the flash. Big props to Boss for landing that E-flash across the wall, and Longxing gets taken down. And then LGD, 3v5, you can't fight it. If you fight the Drake and you die, you're going to lose Baron too.
Unbelievable turnaround after they got solo killed in the laning phase.
Santas also could have picked up Shie, but he did flash into the wall.
Okay, I missed that one. Very good call out, Kadril.
So that was a bit of an unfortunate one, but we'll let him off for that one.
Well, look at it this way now. UOL 3.5 minutes away from an Infernal Soul. 5-0-1 on Gadget's Twitch. Working his way towards the Infinity Edge. And he's played the skirmishes and the team fights over the last 15 minutes flawlessly. Unicorns of Love still have a lot of pressure on them as Longxing is still ahead of Boss, but Boss is working his way towards
I think he has Death Dance now.
And if he can pick that up on this recall, that will help significantly. Still sitting on those free-ass boots, so needs to upgrade those as quick as possible. And Shie prioritizing the Unbreakable Will. Every time we've seen him hijack, that's sort of the #1 target for him.
Yeah, Shie doesn't have the TP either, so if there was a fight in bot side and Boss and Longxing are having a 1v1, then I think that No Man's can always TP down there first, but it looks like UOL, they need to re-establish control top side. Boss is going to push in bot, so they're eventually going to have to respond, so UOL kind of have to play safe now, give up the vision for now, and when Boss pushes and moves and has the TP, it can turn into a 5v5.
Javelin toss lands on Mark. It's a lot of damage actually, already healed away though from that Caretaker Shrine. And look at the damage onto Peanut! Man, he just got chunked out. Javelin, scatter the weak. He's going to be forced back. Now, Mark does have some level of sustain. Boss continues the push, but he may be at risk of being dove if he continues.
Yeah, I think Longxing identifies here that if he goes towards the bot side, he doesn't win the side lane. Gadget has no flash, he's just got caught.
This is such a problem, and Summit takes so much damage. Caught up against the wall, ends up being taken down. It's a 1-for-1 as Kramer's down as well. Santas with the ultimate, he stays alive, locking up, and that's a pounce 4 from Ananasik. He gets exhausted, goes golden. Here comes Boss with the help of Nomaz. They continue the trades, 1-for-1. Jungler's down, but it's a 3 versus 2. Unicorns of Love can look to close this one out. Boss looks to shut down Longxing once again. A stun connects into Shie. He's not going to be able to find Santas just for now. Finally, one last auto, and Santas escapes with his life. Unicorns of Love lose 2, but they will get the ace.
Man, LGD got the perfect fight. They got Gadget. He had no flash. They just overcommitted. And as you see them overcommit, Boss comes around the side, and Ananasik picked up Kramer in the fight. Ananasik solo killed Kramer. And look at UOL. They're just laughing. They're so happy. I mean, they can't really do the Baron, but they're going to get the tier 1. LGD, they're in a really dire spot now. Their scaling's not so good. Kramer's still building towards that death stance, but Gadget almost has IE. He's so close.
The LCL are out team fighting the LPL. And this is after Gadget gets assassinated. But look at that javelin toss onto Kramer.
He pops Kramer, Nidalee takes down the Ezreal in the fight, and then it turns into a 1-for-1. Both ADs are down, but No Man's is really safe. Longxing gets chunked out, Peanut does too, and Boss, 2-item Camille comes in. The Zhonya's from Ananasik was great, and he just bought enough time for Boss to clean up the kills.
Ananasik finding and killing Kramer has to be the turning point of that fight.
Yeah, definitely.
If Ezreal can help kill Gadget and then continue to Mystic Shot and Arcane Shift around, that is so different. LGD are behind after picking up those solo kills. We're 26 minutes in. 30 seconds to Infernal, and the last few fights have gone UOL's way.
And look what Gadget just picked up. He's running out of base as fast as he can. He just picked up the IE, so that's a 3-item Twitch. Kramer still close to the death stance, but he won't have it for this fight, so LGD have to fight this soul. You could argue maybe they could trade for Baron, but it's just not worth it. They don't have the damage to burst it down. UOL have double TP to answer, so do they want to go through bot here?
Super quick, remember that first pick Nidalee. The denial from Peanut was locked in by Unicorns of Love all the way back in draft, and Ananasic found the javelin toss to kill Kramer. Now the setup for the Dragon. Shea will be a little late because he'll be shoving in the bottom wave. Yeah,
they're playing through bots here. They can't play through mid, they identified, they can't contest the mid wave, so they want to stay together. If they went through mid, they'd be split up, but now they're all together from bot side.
Okay, Dragon still being hammered away here from Kramer. He's got himself the Frozen Fist, the Mura Mana.
Gadget.
His way towards the Death Dance as well. Boss looking for Lung Xing. He's going to go in with the hook shot. Lot of damage. Now underneath the tower, that's the soul. Unicorns of Love have an infernal soul. Lung Xing is the target. Gadget's looking for him. That's going to be the golden volley bin. Not enough damage yet. Santa's buying a lot of time. Headbutt Boss over the wall. That was a multi-man stun coming out of no man's. Mark is going to take a magical journey right into Gadget's hands. 1, 2, the spray and pray. Rat-a-tat-tat. LGD goes flat. The flash away. Go, Gadget Twitch Rat.
And that's Baron. That's a 5-0. The Twitch is online. Gadget played that fight so well. Boss maybe into the lane phase, but he played so well in these fights as well.
Unicorns of Love are on the precipice of advancing to the group stage. If they close this game out, they will have a tie-breaker rematch with PSG Talon immediately following this game. LGD will fight for their tournament lives against the LJL's representatives, V3. Infernal Soul picked up, Baron picked up 815. Gadget's Twitch is incredible.
And look how much gold's on the map for them as well. The tier 2 mid just fell. There's still a tier 1 top for them to get. Tier 2 top, tier 2 bot. So not only do they have this huge 7k gold lead in Infernal Soul Baron, but there's so much gold on the map waiting for them. And Gadget on this Twitch can start building defensive items now. He has the 3 core items he needs, so he can go for more PDs, GAs, stuff like this.
There's 2 Medjais on the side of Unicorns of Love with 10 stacks a piece. And here's a replay from Gadget's POV. Hopefully it follows all the way through to the end.
I mean, Gadget and Boss are carrying this fight. You can see the other 3 on UOL just trying to play safe, making sure they're there to answer if there's any peel necessary. And that Bard ult from Mark, it basically sealed the deal on Lung Xing. And then the stun across the wall into another stun from the side of Boss. It looks like they kind of got away, but look at Gadget on the pink. He just comes from the side, goes for the 1v3, opens up with the spray and pray. The Sonya's comes out, but he manages to pull off the 1v3, and that's the Twitch scaling we talked about.
I love the fact he flashes that Mystic shot as well. Gadget going huge. He can't believe it. What a fantastic performance, and Sheepy backstage.
The fist bump.
For UOL, last year, Unicorns of Love were so close, and yesterday Medic did the intro. Unicorns of Love as a team have always been 1 BO5 away from making it to the group stage. Literally like every single year. And they may be able to auto-qualify, but it will require another win against PSG. And also, frankly, they need to close this game out first. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. With Baron buff, with Infernal Soul, it will be made easier.
Yeah, not only is it gold, it's not only gold, but look at the levels as well. Boss is up a level, Ananasic's up 2 levels, No Man's up 2 levels, Gadget's up 2 levels, so you have so much team fighting prowess if it ever does come to it. So LGD, they need to look for some kind of pick. They need to use Mark's Bard ultimate to try and get someone locked down. Longshi needs to look for a TP behind perhaps, but I think UOL have identified it well. They're playing 4-1, they're staying together. Boss has TP if they look for the engage, but LGD have to engage somehow or they're going to lose all their inhibitors eventually.
It's so difficult on the side of LGD, and frankly their team fights and their skirmishes have been sketchy at best over the 4 games that we've seen here in play-ins groups. That's a very good stun there onto Kramer. He was able to queue up the Mystic shot and escape to safety. Santos has flash available, and while this is going on, the 4-1 split. Boss with the BF sword, Tiamat, stopwatch as well. He's already winning these trades against Lung Xing's volley bait. He's got a level advantage, and LGD are under siege. The Baron Empowered Cannon minion doing all the work for them because Gadget is just waiting. He's waiting to open up.
This is the pick we talked about. They're going to go on Boss. They have a 4-1, so they can push in top as well. If Boss lives here, it's big.
Let's see what happens. The top lane isn't being pressured just yet. That's a Hextech ultimatum thrown down. Lung Xing is in some trouble. The Hourglass will buy a couple extra seconds. The rest of Unicorns are pushing in the mid lane. They've opened up the base. They've taken 2 towers. They may be able to get 2 inhibitors.
Lung Xing needs a TP now. He needs a TP behind them and fight. It's a 4v5. Boss is dead. He's going to be dead for 40 seconds, so they need to fight. This is their chance.
They need to kill Gadget. The Swirl Seed, I think, just tagged Santos. Here's the TP, Cadril. You called it, but a gigantic javelin into Mark. That's going to reduce his effective fighting power.
It's all on Gadget.
Dark
Gadget needs to pop
comes
off.
out, Force of Will as well. Shia avoids the scatter of the weak. Another Dark Sphere. Ambush times out. Santos is the man on the front line. That's a fantastic Tempest Fate. There needs to be damage under Gadget. He goes golden with the Hourglass. Buys some time. Sidestep, shoots. Gadget's not done yet. He stays alive with 1,000 HP. Peanut goes golden with the Hourglass, and that's already No Man's dead. Gadget's the target and killed. They got 2 inhibitors, but they will lose the fight. Ananasic's running for his life before Unicorns are down.
He does take out Shia though. Is he going to get away? Kramer does have flash coming up. They use the bard portal. Mark has flash coming up as well. And Anasik, no flash, but Peanuts on the side.
This is unbelievable. What can he do? Blast cone over the wall. He needs to get another javelin toss. Anasik is buying so much time. The pounce on the takedown manages to pick up the kill. Finally dropped by Kramer. But despite the advantage, Boss is done. He's inside the Nexus. He's got himself one. Precision Protocol onto the second. Can he finish this game out? Mark's just arrived. That's the dash away. The Nexus turret has fallen. There's a GA here.
15 seconds.
Boss and Kramer is back in the fight. I don't think he can finish it yet. But super minions pouring into the base. The Nexus exposed.
Do you know for this as well?
Boss isn't done yet. Precision Protocol with Tiamat, GA, Death Dance. It's just melting through towers. And that is crazy. UOL are playing for the win.
Trevor, so much just happened in those last couple minutes. You see they got to pick on bot, so now it's a 4v4 on top side. Shia has the ultimate from Alistar. Longxing just about lives, but his bard ultimate was crucial. It landed on both of their carries. So Longxing dives onto the backline with Shia. They try to take down Gadget. He has a double stopwatch, and you can see him ulting and just hitting as much as he can. And Kramer also in the backline doing as much damage as he can. And now it looks like they're only going to lose one in this fight. They're 4 men alive. There's only one left, so it would be a 5-for-1 in the end. But Anasik plays this so well. Turns onto Shia with the Q.
I actually stopped play-by-play because I was convinced he was going to die. And when Anasik picked up that kill, we both were just like, what? And again, reminder, first pick Nidalee.
But they have a ward in their base. No Man's has TP. There's a ward sitting right next to the Nexus, and there's a wave top pushing in. So if LGD go for this dragon and they go 5-man to contest it, they could lose the game.
Oh man, Syndra inside the base, not going to be the fastest take at. Gadget looks like he's going to be able to just solo this one actually.
Yep.
Javelin toss from Nidalee, not going to find a target. 7,000 gold lead, and Elder secured, uncontested.
They can just run it down mid now. They can just engage. They have the Elder.
They absolutely do. Boss steps forward. Hextech ultimatum was dodged away from, and that's already a kill into Peanut. It's Santas that picks it up. Boss has once again hook shot over, takes a magical journey through, chasing down Mark, and here comes Gadget. She is going to be the next one taken out. And despite the tempered fate, it's a 5 versus 3 siege. 1 inhibitor remaining, 1 Nexus remaining, and 1 game left to play. Unicorns push into the base to take down LGD and forcing Mark and the rest of the team back. Unicorns! Tiebreaker for first against PSG.
Wow. Just so well played from Unicorns. They brought so many different styles to the stage here of World's Play-ins, and LGD are tied for last place in the group.
I completely lost track of my thoughts towards the end. And what a phenomenal performance thus far, dropping 1 game earlier today to Rainbow 7, who, by the way, are guaranteed 3rd seed in the group. Rainbow 7 finished with 2 wins, 2 losses. So the LLA will advance to the knockouts round, where we are sat. PSG versus UOL for 1st, 2nd seed. And LGD versus V3 for elimination and life at the tournament.
Life at the tournament. LGD is on match point, essentially, to be knocked out of Worlds in the play-ins.
Yes, and Rainbow 7 will be watching that game because a reminder of the next stage, 3rd seed versus 4th seed in a BO5, which means Rainbow 7 versus either LGD or V3. And the winner will then face the 2nd seed from tomorrow's group. Congratulations to UOL. I honestly thought the game was done. When Longxing and Xie both got solo kills in their lanes, I was sad. I'm like, that's it, it's over. They're going to get stomped. And UOL just said, no, shut up, we've got this.
That's the thing, right? They got the double solo kill.